All right. Happy Saturday, everybody. We are here on Wall Street Silver, and we've got some really good information that came out yesterday that I think you guys will find interesting and that should be a boon for silver prices looking ahead into the future. Just additional things to help us shore up our macro view that will be pushing prices northward. But let's take a look here. I do want to answer, just a general question that I've been seeing just thrown around recently. And for those of you who are a little bit more seasoned in this game, you probably already know the answer to this. But somebody asked, why silver price stayed the same for 2 days? Yesterday, we had Good Friday. Remember, I said Black Friday, but that's actually the day after Thanksgiving. But Good Friday is the day that precedes Easter weekend, and Easter is this Sunday. And someone mentioned that. But the weekend also, on Saturday, the spot market is closed. So you'll also find that prices will remain the same as well. So for 2 days in a row, we see that prices don't really change. And then on Sunday, depending on where you are in the world, you'll see that spot markets will begin to open. If you are on, say, for example, the East Coast in the United States, you'll see that markets will actually open earlier on Sunday. But if you're on the West Coast, it happens later in the afternoon on Sunday in the United States. Now, someone also said, happy weekend. Can we have an Easter egg hunt on your property? I promise to leave the metal detector at home, which I thought was pretty interesting. So let's take a look here at what happened yesterday. So this was the big news that came out. Jobs report blows past expectations as payrolls boom by 916,000 in March. Now, guys, I actually want to give you a quick tip, a nice research analyst tip to help you actually forecast this before the non-farm payrolls number actually comes out. So every week we get the unemployment numbers on Thursday, and we also get expectations from analysts before, obviously, before the non-farm payrolls number comes out. Whatever those expectations are, you can then offset it by taking a look at the unemployment data that comes out weekly within that month. And if it looks like the unemployment data doesn't match up with the expected non-farms payroll number, then you can actually forecast what could possibly be a blowout report, such as 916,000 in March. Now, of course, you probably won't get the exact number, but you can obviously see whether or not those expectations are going to be met, they aren't going to be met, or they're going to get blown out the water. So just a nice little tip for you guys who do anything on the non-farm payrolls day. You can actually somewhat forecast it. So that way you don't look at it as an indicator in the way that most people do. A lot of people actually look at it as a lagging indicator, those who who have been in the space for a while. So here's the thing that I thought you guys would find pretty interesting, because it actually is a benefit for those who have lost jobs in leisure and hospitality. As you can see here, gains were strongest in leisure and hospitality. Why is that important? Well, during the time of the 2020 issue, there's this thing called the she-cession, and many women are employed in leisure and hospitality, and we found that many of those jobs were cut. But now it looks like we're starting to get those jobs thrown back in. Construction also soared by 110,000 as well, which is also a good sign for a economic recovery. But why is this important? Well, it's important because we've been talking on and on and on this channel about how we're expecting inflation. CPI is going to rise. And again, I talked about CPI yesterday and my thoughts on it. Yes, I am not a big fan of the methodology I do sometimes call it the CP lie because of that. And I also don't like the way that many analysts refer to it, almost in saying that, hey, inflation is low, or it's been low for some time, which is not a great way to say it. Inflation is always rising, as we noted in yesterday's video. Check that out if you didn't watch it. But that's something you can see on publicly available information on a chart. Inflation is always rising year after year. But this is important because we are now going to start seeing the consumer side of the economy really start taking hold. And why is that important? Well, for inflation, we already had the kindling set out with the money printing. All we need now is that match to hit that kindling, which is velocity of currency. And we need more and more people to get out there and start spending. Now, we see within the leisure and hospitality industry, a lot more women are going to be getting jobs back, and many more people will be out there spending money in the months to come. Also, construction is anticipating people buying as well. So this is a good sign for silver prices moving ahead. And for those of you who are like this guy here, you may be pretty happy in the future. This person said they just sold all their Bitcoin at $59,000 for silver. Wish me luck. Well, sir, I do wish you luck, and all of you guys as well. Happy Easter weekend. Thanks again for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're new. It's Black Bullion for goldandsilvertoday.com.